So thank you all for joining us today. Your active participation encourages to continue with this year's competition so that we can provide an opportunity for students to improve the English proficiency through interesting competition. So besides from the support from principals, teachers, parents, and students, we are extremely honored to have Scholar as one of our sponsors for 2 consecutive years. The Standing Committee on Language Education and Research was established in 1996 to advise the Hong Kong government on language education issues and on the use of the Language Fund. They also provide various grants to schools for enhancing the language education effectiveness, such as the grant scheme on promoting effective English language learning in primary school. So we would also like to thank the following sponsors for their continued support. In no particular order, they are EF English Centers, ETS TOEIC, TOEFL Junior, TOEFL ITP, Here Learning International Limited, Nikkei Asia Limited, Strike and Popping Candy, and 4M Creative Educational Toys. Thank you all for making this possible. So for this year's competition, we have 3 topics that are all related to environmental issues. They are A Hong Kong with No Winter, Guardians of the Earth, the Arctic Crisis, and the Wheel of Seasons. We hope that these topics can help raise students' global awareness and also promote a more eco-friendly lifestyle. So we have received so many creative and inspiring ideas from all of you guys. So thank you once again for your active participation. So in view of the current coronavirus situation, we would also want to we want to remind you that the dates of phase 2 submission deadline and also the final competition have been postponed until further notice. So for the latest updates, please check our competition website, www.mysmartabc.com/drama. So if you have any inquiries, please also feel free to call us at 2851-3822. So before we begin our workshop today, we would like to introduce Ms. Becky Baker from the Elephant Community Press. She will be conducting our workshop today. Ms. Baker is from Manchester, UK, where she was born and raised. Having lived, worked, and studied in London, Becky gained a Bachelor of Arts Honours degree in Drama, Applied Theatre and Education from the Royal Centre School of Speech and Drama, University of London in 2010, and since then has traveled around Europe, Asia, and the UK working as a children's theatre writer and director. She has written and directed both original and adapted stories for organizations ranging from local community libraries in Malaysia to the National Theatre England. Becky specializes in writing for young audiences and has developed many stories and plays for children as young as age 1, as well as scripts and short stories for young people aged 16. With a love of dreamy fantasy and parallel universes, her favorite authors include Oliver Jeffers, Philip Pullman, and of course, J.K. Rowling. So without any further ado, we will now pass the time to Ms. Baker. So now please welcome Ms. Baker.
Oh, hello. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? If you can hear me, can you put your thumbs up? Excellent. Okay, thank you very much. So my name is Becky, or Ms Baker. You can call me either. It doesn't really matter. You can call me Becky today. That's fine. Thank you very much, Kay, for introducing me and explaining about the project. I am very happy to be able to share lots of information with you today about radio drama. So one of my favorite kinds of scripts to write is a radio drama script. So does anybody know what I'd like you to do is keep your microphones muted for me, but if you think you know the answer to one of my questions, you can type in the chat box here, okay? And you can write your answer and maybe I can read and share a few of the answers. So my first question today is, what is radio drama? Who knows what radio drama is? Now, I'm not looking for a really long, detailed answer, but if you could write maybe one or two things that you think a radio drama is, great. Thank you to those of you who have said me. I'm really pleased that you know what radio drama is. Do you think you could tell me then what you think radio drama is? What do you think it might be? I will give you, oh, you make sounds. Excellent. Yes, sounds is one of the most important things in radio drama. Thank you. I think, is that Jita? Yeah, thank you, Jita. You make sounds. Okay, so radio drama is a story that is told through the use of sounds, music, and dialogue to engage the listener. Somebody has written here, it is drama without pictures. You are absolutely correct. In radio drama, it's all about what we hear rather than what we see. And that is what makes it different from writing a drama for the stage or for television or even for the cinema, for film. Yes? Radio drama is to act by sound and music instead of seeing the actors. Thank you, Yang Yi-Kun. That's absolutely correct. That is what radio drama is. So today we're going to learn some skills that might be a little bit different that we need to make sure that we write a really good radio drama rather than a regular play or movie script. Okay? So the first thing that I'm going to share with you, I'd like you to listen to an example of a radio drama play. Now, this is one of my favorite stories. It's called The Adventures of Tintin. So some of you might have seen the comic books of Tintin, but a very, very good writer adapted the comics into a radio drama so that instead of just seeing the stories, we could hear them. So I want you to listen out for 3 things for me today. The first is the music, okay? The second is the sound effects. So what sounds can you hear in this radio drama that is not music, but something that tells us something about the story? And then the third thing that I want you to listen to is the words that the actors are saying. Now, this radio drama is quite quick, so you'll have to listen very, very carefully. Okay, I'm about to play it.
The Adventures of Tintin by Hergé, dramatized by Simon Eastwood. 1. A Black Island.
To the editor, from Tintin, famous boy reporter. Subject, forgery. This adventure took me on a hair-raising chase from rural England to a remote island in the wilds of Scotland. It all began one day when Snowy, my little terrier, was taking me for a walk. Nothing like a stroll in the countryside, eh, Snowy?
Yes. But I'm a bit hot under all this fur.
Lady trouble? Sounds bad. Why, it's unregistered. Looks like it's having to make a forced landing. Let's have a look, Snowy.
Oh, must we?
Come on.
Oh, no, here we go again.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there. Excellent. So it was quite quick, that, but who can tell me some of the things, some of the sounds that you could hear in the story there? Somebody's written piano. Yes, well done. We could hear the piano music. How did that piano music make you feel in the beginning? The dog. Excellent. Typing. Yes, on the typewriter as Tintin was writing his letter. Yes, we could hear him typing on the typewriter. Okay, that's really great that you've noticed these things that help us to create the picture without even seeing a picture. Yes, we have thought about the different sounds that we can hear without even seeing. Snowy is not much of an active dog. You're right. Yes, we can tell that he's not much of an active dog through his personality, and that comes through the words that he says. He says, "Oh no, not again, not another adventure." Yes, trumpet sounds, they get us going, get us excited. Yeah, the nice whistling breezy sounds that bring us back into them being outdoors. Excellent, good work for all of you that can hear it. Okay, I'm going to share with you the script, okay, that we have just seen, because the next thing that we are going to move on to is something called formatting. Now, formatting means how we lay out the script so that it's really clear for our actors and for the people who are helping us to make our radio drama. So I'm going to share the screen with you now, and I'd like you to have a little look at what you can see on the screen. Okay, it should be coming up any minute now. So here you can see at the top, we have the title of the play, Tintin Episode 1, England, okay? Adapted by Simon Eastwood. Now, as I said earlier on in the in our presentation, Tintin is adapted from a comic book. So I'd appreciate it if we didn't annotate or draw on the document, please. So if you have done that, can you remove it, please, so that everybody can see the words clearly? That would be great. Thank you. Okay, so Simon Eastwood did not write the story, but he changed it from being a comic book into being a radio play. So let's have a little look firstly at the format of the script. Now, the first thing that you can see after the title and who has written the script, you can see here that it says SFX1. Who knows what they think SFX might stand for? Does anybody know? If you know, you can write it in the side of our chat. If you think you know, you can write it in the side in the chat. Okay, so SFX actually stands for sound effects. Sound effects. That's what, yes, we've got it right here, sound effects. Now, we can see that on our document, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sound effects just in the first minute, just in the very first minute of the radio drama. Now, what I want you to notice is that the sound effects, so as you can see, the sound effects are written in capital letters. Okay, this is really important when you're writing your radio drama script so that the actors know that that's not their words that they say. So if it's in capital letters and it's bold, the actors know that's not the part that they say. Okay, so we can see sound effects 1, intro, adventurous music plays for 11 seconds. Then the narrator comes in with their lines. Okay, those of you that said typing, well done. Sound effect 2, a typewriter typing fast as Tintin reads the following passage. Then below that, we can see the actual words that Tintin says, okay? So when you are writing your drama script, your radio drama script, what I will do is I will email all these documents and they will be shared with you, okay? So you can see it as a really clear example of how you format, how you make your script. You can see here that we have the name of the character who is speaking, again in capital letters and bold writing, so that you can see exactly who is saying the lines. And as we move down here, you can see Tintin, Snowy, Tintin, Snowy, okay? And the words that they say here, okay? So it's really clear for the actors to see what lines they are saying, and it's really clear for the people who help you with your radio drama to put the sound effects in, can see really clearly what sound effects they are using. So 3 tips that I want you to pay close attention to. Music. Think about music, okay? How does it help to tell your story? Okay. Secondly, sound effects. Again, how does it help to tell your story? And thirdly, dialogue. Always making sure that you are thinking about what the characters are saying and how you are painting the picture for your listeners without showing them any pictures at all. So these are 3 things that we will look at now, okay? So the first thing that we're going to talk about is music and sound effects. I'm going to stop sharing this document now because we don't need that anymore. We will come back to that in a little while, okay? So the first thing that we're going to talk about is music and sound effects. Now, sound effects have 2 jobs when we're making a radio drama. The first job is that they could tell us about the place, okay? What I want you to do now, it can give the listeners a picture of what is happening. Thank you, Chang Hing Ting, very good answer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say a place, and in the chat box down the side, I want you to tell me some of the sounds that you might hear in that place, okay? A jungle. A jungle. What sounds might we hear in the jungle? Rain, animals, excellent. Anything else? Any particular type of animals that we might hear? Shooting, birds, yes, you might hear birds cuckooing, roaring, yes, if it's a jungle that has some creatures that roar, maybe bears or lions or something like this. Crickets, good, yes, crick, 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 crick. Trees shaking, in the wind, good. Tigers, yes, excellent. These are all sounds that you might hear in the jungle. So if your story, slithering, yes, of a snake. So if your story is set in a jungle, you might want to start thinking about, okay, what sounds can I include in my script to make it sound like a jungle? A waterfall is a really good idea. Okay, what about a haunted house? Ooh. What if I was setting my story in a haunted house? What kinds of sound effects might I hear? Ghosts, good. Windy, ghost sounds. Quiet, howling, creepy sound, moaning, wind whistling, screaming. Excellent, thank you. Hold it there. You've all got really incredible ideas, okay? That's really good. So we can think about sounds and we can also think about music. If we had a haunted house, we wouldn't want a really nice jungly drums and upbeat music. Yeah, what would we want in a haunted house? What kind of music? So not the sound, but the music. Someone wrote creepy before. Creepy is a good idea. Creepy music, good. Maybe something quite quiet and whispery, like a ghost. Yes, dark music. Good. Horror music. Excellent. Okay, so let's go back to our jungle. What type of sound, what type of music, sorry, might we play in a jungle? Things that make you feel like somebody is behind you. Yes, for the haunted house, definitely, that would be great. Exciting music, good, yes. Adventure music, fantastic. Just like what we heard in Tintin there, we described that as adventure music. Jumanji music, great, yeah. It's always good to make references to things that you already know as well if you want to express yourself creatively. Drums, banging, tropical, great. Coconut drums, okay, hold it there. We're going to play a very quick game, okay? I am going to play for you some sound effects. When you hear the sound effects, I want you to write in the chat what you think it is, okay? So listen carefully to the sound effects, and I want you to write down what you think it is. Now give me a moment because my internet is just reloading the pages that I thought I had already loaded. Here we go. Okay, I'll play that one again. Okay, what do you think that sound effect was? Let's see. Where's the chat? A door! Yes, absolutely. Door slamming, door banging, door opening, door creaking. Good. All right, we've got it. It's a door. Fantastic. Now, what I'm trying to show you there is that a simple sound effect can show us a place. Yes? If we say, oh, the teacher is going to leave the classroom, and then we hear that sound effect, we know that the teacher was in the classroom because they're opening and closing the door. So it takes us to the place. Yeah, so really sometimes really simple sound effects really help to tell the story. Thinking back to the Tintin script with the typewriter, it really helped us to hear the story. Okay, let's try the next one. Walking, footsteps, somebody walking, creaking floorboard. Good, somebody walking in the dark. See, hold it there. See, you're already making the pictures in your head just from the sounds. So we heard the footsteps, right? Somebody walking in the dark is a really good description. We don't know that it's in the dark, right? It could just be any old footsteps. But the fact that they are there gives us a feeling. It gives us an image in our head without even seeing the picture. So well done, that is fantastic. Okay, we've got 2 more to go. This one is a little bit different. I want you to think about not just the thing that you can hear, but where the place might be now. Okay, so not just the actual thing that you can hear, but where the place might be. Okay, great stuff. So loads of different answers here. A shopping mall, a ball, a crowded place, watching football in a TV, a market, lots of markets and shoppings, a traffic jam, a protest, markets, outdoor restaurant, classroom, people talking before watching a drama, shopping arena, somewhere noisy, sleeping. Great, hold it there. Hold it there. Family gathering, excellent. In fact, that one was a school canteen at lunchtime. A school canteen at lunchtime. But it doesn't necessarily tell us where it is, but it gives us the atmosphere. It gives us the background. Everybody here has written something which is a busy place. Yeah, shopping mall, market, people in the MTR station, a parade, shopping centre, yeah, crowded place. It sounds like a crowded place. So it doesn't tell us exactly where the crowded place is, but it gives us the feeling of a crowded place. Okay, so sound effects can do 2 things. I want you to write this down. They can either tell us where the place is, or they can give us a feeling about the place. okay? They can tell us where the place is, literally. We are in a classroom, the teacher is leaving, the door is opening, literal sound. Or they can give us a feeling, oh, we're in a busy place, so we'll have lots of people talking in the background, okay? Or we're in the jungle, so we'll have drums banging and tropical music playing in the background and rain falling. Yeah, the rainfall doesn't tell us where we are, but it tells us, it gives us a feeling. Yes, a jungly, tropical, exciting adventure feeling. Great stuff. You're doing really well, everyone. Thank you very much for listening so wonderfully, getting really involved, and I love it. Okay, I've got one final one for you that I'd like you to guess where this final place is, and then we will move on. Okay.
It's not juggling.
Oh, not
It's
this.
misdirection.
Sorry, this is an ad. Give me a minute. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see what we've got here. So we've got circus, parade, TV, yeah, a carnival, good, yes, a theme park, yes. This one was a carnival. We heard the fairground music in the background and the clowns laughing, the theatre. Someone put circus, a music show. Yes, there's that feeling of entertainment there, yeah? So just even using that music that we think about when we think about the fairground, yeah, or the carnival, it takes us right to that place. In fact, give me a thumbs up if you've ever been, maybe this year or last year, to the AIA Carnival. Yeah, and you hear when you see the Ferris wheel and the roller coaster rides, and you can hear the music in the background. That is where it was. Excellent, thank you, good. Yes, so a carnival is the correct answer. So we're thinking when we hear sounds all the time, it immediately creates a picture in our heads. We don't even really need the pictures there to be able to see what is happening in the radio drama. Okay, good stuff. You've done really well. I think that you're going to have no problem thinking about what sound effects you can put in your radio drama to show the place and to show the and to create the atmosphere. Showing the place, creating the atmosphere, sound effects and music. Really useful stuff. Bear that in mind, write it down, yes, and think about what sounds you can use in your scripts. Okay, so now we're going to think about, well, how can we make those sounds? How can we record those sounds? Where do we get those sounds from? Well, like me, quite simply, you can go onto YouTube, okay? It's really easy to go onto YouTube, to Google it, yeah? You can type in sound of a door closing, yeah? And you'll be able to find that sound. There are some sounds, however, that you might want to be a little bit more creative with and have a go at finding them yourself or making them yourself. So I'm going to send you a website. I want you to click on this link. I'll put it in the chat. I want you to click on this link and we'll have a look through together at how at home you can get creative and take, oh, I've just sent that privately to one person. I need to send that to everyone. There we go. So if you click on this website here that I've sent, epicsound.com/SFX, okay? And then we can see here on this website, it tells you how you can make some sound effects at home. So we'll just go through a few of them because there are hundreds on this website. Let's think. Aeroplane, engines, or flying, World War II style. Get some of the larger fan types in your studio or in your wherever you're recording your radio drama and put on the fans. Okay, so you can just put on the fans and record the sound of the fans whirling round, and then it will sound like an aeroplane engine. Yeah, so if there's an aeroplane in your story, you might create an aeroplane noise in the background like that. Okay, this is a fun one. Bats flying. I used an umbrella opening and closing rapidly for the sound of bats flying. Like this, yeah? I think I had to filter out some of the low frequencies, so don't worry about those technical things, yeah? Let's see what else. There's all sorts of gruesome ones on here. Bones crunching, yes. Making a fire is a good one. So obviously we don't really want to set something really on fire because that would be very, very dangerous. So how we could create a fire sound is simple. We could scrunch up a piece of paper. Like this, yeah, or even cellophane, plastic. So if you've got some plastic wrapping at home, you can recycle it by using it to create your sound effects. And that also is very good for the environment, like what your pieces are about, recycling things, yes, and reusing. So the website, someone's written there, they can't click into it. It's called epicsound.com/SFX, and it tells you loads of creative ways that you can create these sounds at home. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to move on to very quickly is dialogue. Okay, so the things that people say in the script. Now, you cannot, you have to, so let me rephrase that. When you are speaking the dialogue, okay, you can't leave anything vague for the audience to try and guess. The clearer you are, the more that people are going to enjoy it, okay? Let's take a look again at the Tintin script. So I will share my screen again. This time I would really like it if people did not draw on the screen so that everybody can see it, okay? So I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so let's just have a little look at the words that Tintin says, okay? Let's go from where he says here, nothing like a stroll in the countryside, eh, Snowy? So Tintin is telling us there in the words that he is saying where he is. He's taking a stroll in the countryside. His words are telling us that, okay? If he just said something to Tinny like, if Tintin said something to Snowy like, it's a nice day, isn't it, Snowy? Yeah, we would know where they were, okay? But he tells us where they are and what they're doing through the words that he's saying. Nothing like a stroll in the countryside, eh, Snowy? Yes, and then Snowy tells us that he's hot, okay? We can't see Snowy sweating. We can't see him panting. We can hear him panting. Yes, and he says, I'm a bit hot under all this fur. So the words that he is saying are helping to describe the picture of Tintin and Snowy walking down the street, okay? Then we hear a creaking sound of the aeroplane coming from the sky. Tintin says, a plane in trouble? Sounds bad. Yeah, so he tells us what he can see. We can't see the plane in the sky because it's not a movie, it's radio. Yeah, so we can't see the plane in the sky, but we can hear it. And Tintin tells us, a plane in trouble? Sounds bad. It looks like it's having to make a forced landing. Let's have a look, Snowy. Tintin is telling us what he can see. Okay? Really important in your dialogue to tell the audience what you can see. Okay, I'm going to share another document with you now, which is some top tips for writing dialogue. And again, don't worry about writing these down because I will send you these documents, okay? You pictured it. We imagined. Thank you. Yes, great stuff. Really good, ideas that you have here. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this one, and I am going to share with you this one. Top tips for script writing. Let's go through these together. Okay, try and get the characters in the scene can tell us through their dialogue what is happening. Okay, look, there's a plane. Oh no, the plane is in trouble. Tell us what is happening. Try and avoid having one character speaking for too long. Okay, this may cause the listener to lose interest. You need to change up the voices, snappy sentences. You don't want one person just telling the whole story. Yeah, you want it as a conversation. Okay. Include your 5 W's. What are your 5 W's? Write them in the chat for me, please. What are your 5 W's? Let's try and get this chat up. What are your 5 W's? Who? What? Where? Why? And when? Okay? Make sure you have answered them so we know what's going on in the play. Otherwise, if you forget to tell your audience something, yeah, they might get confused. It's okay to have to tell them everything all at once, yeah, otherwise there'd be no story. The story would be like, blah, 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 blah. Done, whole story finished, yeah? But make sure that by the time you get to the end of your story, it's really clear, okay? Because we don't want your audience to get confused. We want it to be really clear what's happening in your story, okay? Use the 5 senses. Smell. Tell us what your characters can smell in the jungle. Tell us what they can hear in the jungle, and you can include those in your sound effects. Tell us what they can see. Super, super important. Tell us what they can see, okay? Tell us what they can taste. Is there mango trees growing? Can they taste the salt in the air if they're at the seaside? Tell us what they can taste. And the textures, the feels, the feelings that are in the environment. Can Tintin feel the sand beneath his feet? Can he feel the wind whipping on his face? Tell us so you can, again, keep creating the picture. And then our final top tip, describe people's reactions or feelings in the dialogue. Okay, I'm sure some of you at school will have learned all about show not tell. His eyes narrowed, his mouth frowned, and he growled loudly and stomped his foot. I am angry, he said. Yes, you can show us the picture. You can describe people's reactions, describe the feelings that people have in their dialogue. Fantastic. Okay, well done. You're listening really, really well. Don't worry about writing these things down. I will email them on to Kay, and she can help to share them with everyone. Our top tips for, oh, nice stamp there. Thank you. Whoever's put that little lion or dragon, I think it's a dragon on the screen. Top tips for radio drama script writing. So we will make sure that we share that with you. Okay. Good stuff. What, where, who, when, why. Remember it. Okay, so the last thing that we are going to do today, I think we're finishing at 3 p.m, right? And we want some time for questions. So very quickly, I'm going to just go through one final thing with you today that I'd like you to practice, and then you'll have some chances to ask some questions, okay? So the next thing is, obviously, you are writing your scripts. I'm not sure yet whether you are going to be performing them or recording them yourselves, but you might be. So we'll do some voice work and we'll do some practicing performing our words, okay? It's really important when you're doing radio because you don't have your face. You don't have your face to help you to show how you are feeling. You don't have your body to show how you are feeling. You have to do all the work through your voice. So what I'd like everybody to do for me, keep your microphones off because we don't need to hear everybody do it, but you can do it in your own room. Take a nice big deep breath in for me. And like a big balloon, I want you to go and just blow it all out. Good, all together, one more time. In, big deep breath. And blow it all out. Excellent. Now, when you breathe in, try not to breathe in up into your shoulders like this. Keep them relaxed, keep them down, and breathe into your lungs, okay? Because that's where we're going to project from. We can't have really, really tiny, quiet voices because our audience won't hear us. Yes, we need to have nice, clear, loud voices. Now, the second thing that we need to make sure we have is all our letters are finished off in the conversation, okay? So we don't miss out. We don't say, oh, can you pass me the water, please? Yeah, we say, can you pass me the water, please? And we say every single letter. So what I'd like you to do now is, let's have a quick look at the Tintin script one more time. Where is it? Here it is. Script example, share. Okay, so I want you to try just the line, a plane in trouble, and I want you to say it for me 3 times in 3 different ways. You might try it really fast. A plane in trouble. You might say it really slow. A plane in trouble. Yes, or you might say it really quietly. A plane in trouble. Or you might say it really loudly. A plane in trouble. Try it in different ways and see which one you think sounds the best for the radio drama to show the way that the characters are feeling. Okay? Good. And our final thing then that I will share with you today before we go on to some questions, I have one final, some final tips that I would like to share with you for voice recording. Okay. And again, we will email these to you so that you can have them ready at your hand to read through. Tips for rehearsal and recording. So when you are speaking your lines. When you are performing, speak clearly. Stay about 2 hand lengths away from your microphone because you don't want that thing where it goes on the microphone, okay? When you are not performing, keep quiet because if you hear you chatting or rustling away in the background, it might spoil it for the person that's recording. Rehearse with your team if you're in a team. Okay, and when everyone speaks, when the sound effects come in, you have to make sure you know when those places are, okay? Keep your lines where you can see them. Try not to hold your papers as the sound will get picked up. So when you're reading, yeah, don't have your script all the way over here so that you can't see the words. Hold it close to you so you can see them really clearly, okay? If you're putting on a voice, if you're putting on a witchy voice like this, remember to stay in character. Don't go halfway through and go back to your own normal voice, okay? And finally, don't get frustrated if you don't get it right the first, second, third, or even 4th time. Remember, it's supposed to be fun, okay? Good stuff. Thank you very much for listening to me today. So some things that I would like to leave you with are sound effects, music. Use them in your script to show where you are, okay, and the atmosphere or the feelings that you want to create. Dialogue. Tell us the story through the words that the characters are saying. Remember that we cannot see the pictures. create the pictures with your words. Okay? And finally, enjoy it and have lots and lots of fun. We will send you all the resources that we have used today. I will send you the script example so you can see how to lay it out. I will send you the top tips for writing your script and your top tips for recording your scripts. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Becky. So everyone, if you have any questions, please let us know in the chat room, or you can also use the raise hands feature. So P02 Chan Hin Teng, we will now unmute you. Please start your question.
May I ask when will be the competition? When will be the competition? May I ask? Hello?
Hello? Yes, your question.
Can I want to know when is the competition, please. Thank you very much.
We don't have an answer for that yet. We are waiting until we know anything from the EDB on class resumption. Once we have an idea, we will send you a notification and inform you accordingly. Is that okay?
So any more questions? Please let us know. Okay, P01 Samuel has a question.
Hi, hello. Sorry, do you mind if I just ask one question before we finish? Is it okay to re-edit the script before we submit it again for the deadline?
Sure, the script can be re-edited, but please don't change too much from the original script.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to double confirm that. Yeah, so it's okay to change perhaps some small details.
Just minor details is okay.
Right, great. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Oh, P11. Please wait a minute. Okay, please ask your questions.
Okay, I want to ask something. I want to ask how did we can upload that that video?
Oh. For your performance, please wait a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
You can upload your MP3 files on our website.
Okay.
Can you see the website? The website is freecontest.mysmartedu.com.cn, or you can send your MP3 to our email, drama@mysmartabc.com.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so if no more questions, then before we go, we would like to remind you once again that the date for the phase 2 submission deadline and also the final competition have been postponed. So please stay tuned, and once we have confirmed the schedule, we will announce it through our radio drama website, and we will also inform your school teachers. So in the meantime, you can have more time to better prepare and work on your scripts. So that's the end of our workshop today. Now, before we go, we want to know, are there any students from Canosa School, P06 and P07? Canosa School, please let us know if there are any students here from Canosa School, Hong Kong, and also North Point Government Primary School P22. Anyone here? P06 and P07. Okay. So anyone from North Point primary school? Okay, that's all for today. Thank you, Ms. Baker, and thank you all for joining us. Goodbye.